middle of the night, down in the docks, crazy fucking post, and was like, there's something cool here. I give you full credit. I think you absolutely got something there that I was like, this is just crazy. And you're like, no, there's like a horror. And you were sincere. You were like, I think she's got a certain something. Yeah, so I want to be diplomatic, you know?
Yeah, that's good. So what's your take on the...
I had to watch her get fucking escorted yesterday by a police officer because I was there with my daughter smoking a cigarette.
Shake it,
This
baby.
is a level of bullshit.
Deadman was one of the first. He ain't sloppy seconds.
Thank you, Rizza. Thank you. Rizza said I was one of the first. I'm not sloppy seconds. I like that. Thank you.
It's true. And you were there very, very, very early on. And you're like always, even when like everyone else is like, these people are falling off, you're there. So whatever. I'm just saying, I'm not trying to blow sunshine up your skirt.
Oh, no,
I'm not here to trash you as like an asshole.
No, I don't think you are.
You're the only person who has yet to receive police whatever, because we went to talk to them and they took the initiative to call whoever. But I will.
Well, yeah, I'm not to call the cops.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, or good evening whenever this video is being uploaded. We're starting it off with Mr. Good old Mr. Deadman. Love me some Mr. Deadman. I've been watching him a lot lately, especially his streams. I watched his coverage over the Mike situation and other Thorp stuff and other related drama. Good stuff, good stuff. He chatted in my live chat a few times I have with him. You know, pretty cordial. We always had a very nice relationship. Very, very, very dead on. Pun intended. I don't know where I was going with that one. So here we had Deadman have Ben. He had good old Benjamin Thorp. Now, I'm gonna be real with you. This is probably the funniest thing I've ever seen in my whole life. Like honestly, as I was watching it, I could tell that Mr. Deadman was doing a really great job in entertaining Ben. I'm like, this man's a shit poster at heart. I mean, he did admit that, like, you know, all streamers, or at least most streamers, are shit posters. And I'm like, Mr. Deadman, you have no clue. We're all shit poster at heart. And I'm in this moment right now, you haven't been on. I'm like, let's go. Yeah, baby, we're back. We're so back. Yeah. All right, let's continue, because this was a wild stream with Ben and Grace with Mr. Deadman covering it. It was probably top tier content.
I mean, like you had
a fuck of a day, to tell you the truth. I had a fuck of a day. This piece of shit daughter of mine drove me fucking crazy. I think I finally fucking broke her.
You finally broke Grace?
Of infamy.
It took, how many years did it take to break Grace?
7 fucking years of infamy.
7 years
I'd
to
like
break
to have
Grace.
her tell you about it and stop lying all the time. But she's admitting now that she's been lying about pretty much everything.
Is she still a dirty? So
and
she's still a dirty liar.
Somewhat satisfying.
She's still a dirty liar.
Well, she's female, but like, I think less of a liar. Lies about everything. She's just a liar. But I'll let her tell you that, because otherwise I'm being abusive and we need to call the cops. Anyways.
So is she still like the daughter of Satan?
We had some of those types of conversations today. Yeah.
Okay.
About like, you don't want to live, then what are you doing here? Why are you dragging me? You know, that kind of stuff. Yeah. 7 years in.
7 years in.
And I've always stood by those conversations. You never hear me say that's not true. You just say, oh, there's another side to it. Which
right.
Hey, sweetheart, why don't you come talk to Mr. Deadman?
Well, Ben, what do you want to talk about first? Do you want to talk about the Keemstar stuff, or do you want to talk about what you can about the court?
You know what's an
imagine being Grace. Imagine your own dad calling you a piece of shit. Imagine just right there with a bunch of people watching you, and your own dad calls you that piece of shit liar. Right? She has been lying for 7 years, and all that came to my mind was, oh, we're in for a good stream. Oh, you know this is gonna be coping session for the Thorps. You know we're gonna be in for a coping of the copium. Welcome to the KosherCopesino show, where Ben and Grace cope about their life problems. Okay, we're in it for the long run, ladies and gentlemen. We're here for the long run. I'm here to document random stuff like this. Oh, I'm here early in the morning, drinking a cup of coffee after getting sporadic amount of sleep. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah, this is the good stuff. This is the good stuff that I'm here for. Oh shit! But no, in all seriousness, like imagine being Grace and you have to hear that every other day, and then you probably had like a major struggle session. Imagine having a struggle session, then you have to go on a stream, and then you have to keep calling your pizza. Sure, you're like, I thought we resolved that. And Mr. Deadman, I just love his body, the way he's acting. You know that he was like either kind of disturbed at what Ben was saying, or just kind of laughing at him, just like. But you know what? He did a great job. That's why I like Mr. Deadman. He is who he is. And you gotta love him for that, because damn, it's the stream. I don't know how he does it. I don't know. Maybe he just let Ben ramble. Like when Ben is in his high of the moment, he lets him go in. Yeah, there were some moments where I just like, okay, this can't be real. You can't be playing. And then they are, and then I realized, oh yeah. And then when I realized Mr. Deadman is just letting them be, and just every so often just nudge him a little bit. They go even more in. I'm like, damn, I love this man. I love this man so much. Shout out to Mr. Deadman. Go watch his stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Woo!
Right. Okay. So that judge gave you a harsh time, and the recent judge also gave you a bad time, right?
Unbelievable.
Like he was screaming at you.
Talk about it because he had judged the case, and this was his first, because the old judge retired. So this guy had never seen it. He had thoroughly, obviously, emotionally judged this case, which has dragged on for 25 months, within 5 minutes. And I told him that.
Wow.
And it's true. It's in the transcript. So there's going to be a definite, well, I can't say let me say that really works for you. When a judge obviously shows that he's judged the case without seeing any evidence, do you know what that, I'm not going to say, but you know what that means you got on your hands? It's very good for a defendant.
You think you're going to be able to appeal it?
No, it's much more. It's
he didn't make an official judgment, is what my dad is saying.
Yeah, what I'm saying is like he showed clear. You know what? Can I tell you something really interesting? This is actually really true. I'm not trying to take over.
No, it's fine.
Do you know the best lawyer out there?
Who?
Grok. All being a lawyer is filing motions. And Grok, if you put in something, will write better motions than 90% of lawyers. You know what I'm saying?
So why are people hiring lawyers if you can just go up to Grok?
They don't know about it.
And they don't know how to file motions.
They don't understand that all you do in court is file motions and have the judge, deal with that's all court. The legal thing is a fake. It's a psyop. But I get that judges also want you to be an ass-kissing lawyer who's part of the, the mafia that everyone gets paid here. But if you have a good motion and you stand up and you say, I want a trial, I don't want to do your little fucking deals.
Right.
They're fucked. I literally fucked him in the ass. Not literally, but I fucked that judge in his fucking ass.
But would you literally?
I filed a motion like when he wasn't looking, and then he had to deal with it, and it actually changed the entire course of the thing. And I knew to do that, and that's because I've been through it.
It's like you're onto something. It sounds like you're onto something, Ben. You might be a revolutionary on this, ahead of the curve.
You never talk to anyone when it's not on the mic. Don't go up to there and say, let's have a conference. You just say, nope, it's all going to be on the mic, because then it's on a transcript.
Imagine just being Ben Judge. Imagine you have to deal with him every couple of weeks or every couple of days, and then it's just what you're hearing. Imagine that. And apparently Courtney's attorney, or I believe lawyer, but it was an attorney, has been watching, watching the Thorp for quite a bit of time, actually. Now, I found that pretty hilarious that a professional person who's in a professional career that takes, I believe, 8 years to be an attorney, 6 to 8 years, somebody could correct me, is wanting the Thorp. This is some Christian's level. And in my stream, all I kept saying, please, God, please let this go to the Supreme Court. Right? And even Ben says, because of this case, The people of Rhode Island are paying for the case, and all I thought was that right there. That right there is good content. Imagine that. Imagine your whole state has to pay for a settlement. No, your whole state has to pay for a court between two locales, a local family. You know what? If I lived in that state, I would have been gone. I would have been like, nope. No, and Rhode Island is not a big state, so that's not a lot. You know, that's not a lot of people. So that means every dollar counts. So that dollar you're giving to the government, to the state, right? Yeah, it's going to the Thorps. Imagine that. Like if my state did that, I think I would be very, very mad. I would have been nope, no, oh, no, this is the end. It's at the end. And then and what made this even more funny was Ben said, "You know what's the best lawyer?" And Deadman like, "What?" Grok. And I think in that moment, you could just tell Deadman was dying inside laughing because he's like, okay, you can't be that serious. You can't be that serious that you're using Grok as your lawyer. Imagine that. Imagine like you have your smartphone or a computer or a tablet and like, all right, Grok. Tell me how to file a motion real fast. And then you have to wait like a couple minutes and it's the wrong motion because you don't know the technical terms or the actual proceeding. Okay, mind you, every state, every county, and every city has their own kind of law that makes it very unique. There are people that should know about that, right? It's important to understand your city laws. Even if you don't understand all of them, a good majority of them you should know offhand. Especially if you're a renter or a landlord or a homeowner, right? Any of the people living with you, always read up the law in those situations. You'd be very surprised how often those things come up on court. More than you think. And again, imagine taking legal advice from a guy who didn't even care about his own marriage, calls his own daughter a piece of shit. Damn, Ben is a top tier lawyer. He is our new lawmaker of the century. Using Grok as your lawyer to file motion, not understanding that I don't think that's how exactly that works. But hey, I'm not a lawyer, and I'm not top tier level intelligent like Benef. Oh, let's keep going.
Yeah.
No, you know what's weird though is that the attorneys are allowed to use their phones and stuff in the courtroom, even though you're not supposed to, like to text and look up stuff. He's a pro se attorney, which you should get the same respect as the attorneys. Technically speaking, under American law, you're just as much an attorney as anybody else. And yet, you know, they don't let him bring a laptop, phone,
hey, Grace,
any of that stuff.
Yeah, Ben wants to hear you.
Ben, they're not allowing you to bring your phone in there, and you're representing yourself.
They let you bring your phone in, but here's the thing about it, right? If you're going to let people bring phones in, you're letting recording devices in. But they say you can't record it, so that you have to buy their transcript. And guess what their transcript is? It's the recording run through, what do you call that kind of software?
Text to speech?
Transcript software.
Transcript,
And they charge you $100 for it.
No, $100 for what's yours. It's like your case. You should be able to get it for free, you would think, right?
You should be able to get it for free, or you could bring your own recording device in. Why do we have to be afraid of recording devices when you have microphones and then they're available to anyone?
It's the Jews, man. The Jews want to make as much money as they can from the courts.
Oh, we need to cut a certain part out of that one. Forgive me, that man. I kind of have to. Yeah, again, imagine taking legal advice from Ben. And I looked up pro se attorney, and even Grace was like, yeah, I'm going to have Grok represent me. He can't bring his laptop. So from what I understand with attorney bringing their phones in, it's a little different because they need to. Like things for emergencies or certain calls they need to make in certain instances. But then again, you know, it's been a while since I had to deal with a lawyer. On the other hand, again, with the whole pro se thing, with Grace said, like, well, he's a pro se lawyer or a pro se attorney. And, you know, in U.S. law, that's mean, like, no, it's not recognized as a legal term at all. I don't, you know what, again, if if you want to take legal advice with Ben, go ahead. Imagine that. Imagine you go to court and you call up Ben and like, I need your advice. He gives you the wrong advice or doesn't know what he's talking about, and he rambles on for 5 minutes. And the judge is looking at you like, yeah, I know how I'm gonna settle this already. yeah, I think you kind of deserve to lose that one. And the more I'm looking at this, like, Ben has I have a good feeling that Ben has been keeping this little thing going on much longer because he has no clue what he's talking about. Now, in terms of bringing your laptop, I'm not aware. Hey, you know what? It is what it is. I'm pretty sure the reason they don't bring it in is for a number of things, not simply for recording reasons. That and can be viewed as a distraction if you don't have your info on hand. That's why they still use paper no matter what. But hey, what did I know? Hey, I'm not like the best lawyer like Grok. Grok is the greatest lawyer ever. Imagine using Grok to settle your court case. Which reminds me of the whole thing with that Carl guy and Billy Mitch. Remember how that ended? And even he admitted, yeah, he was using AI for his lawsuit. I wonder what happened with that.
Or like Ruby calls us horror cows, right? Like there's obviously been a lot of dysfunction, right?
Right.
I would say the reason that he considers me a fuckface and I consider myself a fuckface is because that dysfunction came from a seething hatred I had for God, and I'm still struggling with that. And so that he gets very frustrated because what does my hatred of God have to do with him or our life?
Right. So
yeah. So I would say that's fuckface behavior.
So it's fuckface behavior to hate God.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Chat, do you guys agree? I'm gonna ask him, but yeah, I think I could see that fuckface behavior to hate God. Okay. I
could see that. Yeah.
But why do you hate God?
I hate God because I'm really angry about how my life has gone. Even though I know that you're not really supposed to be mad at God. Like, not only you're not supposed to be mad at God, but like if you take it seriously, like he is the creator, so you really shouldn't be mad at him. Like that doesn't make any sense, and it's an offense. You know what I mean? Like you might go to hell for doing that.
So apparently Grace hated God or cursed God, which is ridiculous because I don't think that's the case. I think what it is for most of that segment, really, you hear Grace kind of goes on about her life and everything and like blaming God. I'm like, hey, you know what? Let me be real with you. Let me be very real with you. A lot of us are born in a situation that we don't want to be in or involve ourselves in, but we have to live with that every single day. Just because you are born in a bad situation, just because you're born in a shitty situation, I obviously tend to using the excuse of like, oh, at least I have a father or whatever. And I'm like, you know what? I said in my stream that sometimes it's better to not have a father. I would even say sometimes it's better to not even have a mother. No, you know what? I will say that very clear. If the parents can't get along, it is better for them to separate. I fully believe in that notion. As somebody who went through it myself, I fully believe that. That it may be better to live in a single parent house. So, right, if it means you don't have to deal with unnecessary trauma or be like Grace, maybe that's a bit of a contrarian opinion. Maybe some people have that opinion as well, but maybe don't want to say it. Yeah, I'll let you guys decide how hot of a take that was on that front alone. But the fact that, again, like in all seriousness, like imagine you have to deal with Grace and like I'm a fuckface and like like my life is so shitty and like it's not like I went with an abusive dad. And like things can be so much better, but like they're not, and like that's because my mom and I'm such a shit fake. Maybe if I listen to like, come on, Grace, come on. We all know that you don't hate God. Let's be real. We all know that you don't hate God. We know that you just hate Ben and you just don't want to say it. I mean, she kind of in a weird way has said that she hate Ben, but I think like whatever little struggle session they had, maybe she's like, well, it wasn't Ben fault, it was God fault. I'm like, what? What? Are you serious? Okay. Okay. Oh, okay.
Well, here's the thing. Like, these two morons, okay, don't look, you're getting divorced. First of all, what are you doing together if you're getting divorced? People who are getting divorced
aren't
keep
living
away
together
from each other.
Yeah.
Or
What are you doing?
Together,
Let's get drunk together. We're getting divorced. What the fuck are you talking about?
And they're still fucking?
Like, you're crazy.
They're still fucking and fucking other people? Yeah.
Well, whatever. And then they're getting divorced. They're getting divorced, but they're getting together, getting drunk, which he says he doesn't really ever do. And I believe he's not a big drinker. Okay. Then they're talking about their sex lives together, which at this point shouldn't really matter, honestly, because number one, they're fat. Who fucking cares what a fat person fucks or who fucks a fat person? It's like you being concerned about your pig in the fucking pigsty. No one fucking cares. Do you know who could sue them? Do you know who hit on them? This bitch right here. They trafficked her to try to have sex with her. Okay. Like, really? No, but
yeah,
like,
Grace.
gross, right?
Grace.
She would, even if she could get millions from them, it wouldn't be worth it to say, I actually was humiliated enough to actually be what's the word? Solicited by these.
So one of the main reasons why Ben went on Deadman, or Mr. Deadman actually, sorry, I forgot to put Mr. in, I apologize, Deadman, please forgive me for my transactions. No, but in all seriousness, right? The reason why Ben went onto the show, which was a great idea. I mean, that was very entertaining. Nevertheless, was because he went on. He was trying to go on Lasting Opinion. That didn't work out. And I was told by Richie Dove in my stream that the Ben was demanding to be on the show, and I was like, wow. If the Lasting Opinion people are listening to this, please hit me up, because I wanted to see what that chat was like. Because I was watching your guys' stream, but I wasn't really watching the chat too much. Right? I wasn't really watching the chat too much. I wanted to see what he's saying, because that's hilarious. And I know I was watching a bit of Ruby, because during the Ruby part, I was mostly kind of in and out of sleep and doing other things as well. So, and that's not, meaning Rudy stuff is bad. It just meant that I was just kind of busy and sleepy on top of that. But I kind of wanted to see what Ruby chat was like with Ben. Ruby, if you're listening, please tell me, because I want to see that shit. That shit sounds funny. And so eventually, even Ruby was like, nope, you got rejected twice. And you're like, well, now I got to hit the bottom. I'm like, Mr. Deadman is not the bottom. He's been here forever. What are you talking about, Ben? Get off your high horse. Oh, Ben. Oh, Ben. Ben. I adore you, Benelif. Oh, yeah. The reason why he came on was because he got rejected twice. Imagine getting rejected twice. And let's be fair. I think the reason why Ruby probably just did not care enough was like, Ruby was like, I don't want to deal with it today. I just want to move on. And the Lasting Opinion people were like, no, I'm good. Plus, also, Ben probably would have tried to attack Ruby over Rubelo. And let's be fair, the A-logging from, which hopefully I can get that done by today, the A-logging from Grace on Rubelo was boring as hell. Like, the first day was pretty cool, but the second and third, well, not really cool, but the first day for their A-log, pretty funny in some parts. But it did kind of look like they were desperate. And I wouldn't even say desperate, they were just, now that I think about it out loud, I wouldn't even say cool anymore. I take back what I said. More like, you're kind of desperate. Yeah, the A-logging may be refreshing, but it's like, come on, you could, with this low effort after the second and third day. The third day, imagine A-logging when your own dad is sleeping behind you. Good times.
Analyzed. Okay, so it tells me, so there's future dates. Okay. All right. Rizza, do you have any questions? Is there something I might have missed that you know about?
No.
Okay. This is quite an enlightening, a lot of information here. Thanks for the update, guys. Really appreciate that.
Thanks for talking. It was fun.
No,
Wait,
do it
hang
again.
on, hang on. Can I say one other thing? Take your headphones off. Let's go off camera for a second. I just wanted to say one other thing that I just remembered. So my dad goes, I've been homeless for like 19 months or so to the judge, because the judge is essentially accusing him of hiding money. And my dad's like, I don't think anybody thinks that we're hiding money. Like, that doesn't even make any sense. Why would we be homeless if we're hiding money? We've spent lots of money on stream that we've made or whatever. Like, why would we do that? But whatever. But so he goes, well, I've been homeless for 19 months. Like, I don't even have a bank account. Like, where would I be putting this? And my mother's lawyer goes, no, you haven't. You've been living in an apartment for 2 months. My dad was like, no, I haven't. She goes, you live stream everything. She thinks this studio that we sleep in the RV outside of is an apartment. She's a live viewer chatter. She's a fucking meat watcher. Hi, Alicia. I know you watch everything we do. You're literally like invested in the lore, and you're a lawyer. You're invested in the lore. Like, that's crazy, bitch. That's crazy. You don't know where.
So I'm gonna end it off here. I think this is a good spot to end it. Nevertheless, go watch Mr. Deadman. Hopefully I remember to put in the description and at him, because this was top tier content. Just the way that he just let them go off and off and off, and I'm like, man, I wish I was like Mr. Deadman, just letting the Thorps just go on and on, because I probably couldn't tolerate it. I'd just be like, Ben, get to the point. Get to the point. You're acting like a woman, Ben. We get it, Ben. We get it. Alright, we get it, Ben. Stop acting like a woman. But yeah, the fact that Courtney's attorney is basically watching, watching their content, is invested in the lore, it's just crazy. It's literally Christian level of insanity. Christian level of insanity. Like, I feel bad for the lawyer who has to go through I can't even talk right there. I felt bad, right? I genuinely felt bad for the lawyer who had to go through and read the document of Christian. Probably had to, watch a bunch of Christian videos and had to go through all that stuff, and then that was rough. Now imagine being an attorney going to the Thorps. Courtney attorney, if you're listening to me, I could say I feel bad for you, and I kind of do, but also it's like, thank you for making more content. You're just feeding into the machine. You're feeding into the machine. Okay, nevertheless, thank you guys for watching. Go check out Mr. Dentman's stream and video on this stuff. It was hilarious. I got more stuff to cover. Till next time, God bless.